What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Grow with Breeze. In this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 different jobs that you can get with a business major. Now, this is actually going to be a fun one because I myself do have a business major. So I did go through this same exact thing when I was looking for a job after graduating college. But before we go any further, I do want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. But now, let's get into the video. So in case you don't actually have a business degree yet and are considering getting one, let's go over a little bit about why someone might get a business degree. So business degrees are actually some of the most versatile degrees out there. You can do so many different things, from working in finance, going the Wall Street route, to working in HR, being a manager of some sort, working government jobs, even becoming a lawyer or something like that. There's so many different routes that you can take with a business degree, and typically the major structure is really loose as well. The official title is usually a bachelor's in business administration with a concentration of your choice, and depending on the college you get the degree from, you may actually be able to choose multiple concentrations. And if you want to go into something more specialized, like accounting for example, there's most likely going to be a specific program for that, so keep that in mind. So now I'm going to go over 5 different careers you could have with a business degree. The first one I want to go over is a financial analyst. This position is pretty much the beginning position you're going to have when you're going into the world of finance, and that could mean a lot of different things. Whether you're doing corporate finance, working for a company like Costco or maybe Microsoft or something like that, or if you want to do more investment banking type finance, then you would go to a financial institution like, for example, JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and there are lots of other smaller, lesser known firms that are great stepping stones to get experience. As far as pay goes, you can expect to make anywhere between $41,000 and $71,000 a year just starting out, so typically financial analysts do make pretty good money. Now, one thing to keep in mind about positions like this is depending on the industry and the company you work for, the job description from position to position can be really different. At a bigger company, financial analysts do tend to have a little bit fewer responsibilities, but make a little bit more money. But at a smaller company, you might have a lot more responsibility, but not make quite as much. So there are definitely benefits to each route. But overall, whether you go with a larger company or a smaller company, being a financial analyst is definitely a great way to start a career in finance and get some good experience to move up to that next level while getting paid a decent salary. Now, the next thing on the list is accounting. Now, accounting in and of itself isn't exactly a job per se. It's more of an industry, but there's so many different positions in accounting and so many different career paths that I thought I'd leave this one a little bit more open-ended and go over a few different routes you could go with it. So first of all, if you just want to get an accounting job and don't necessarily want to major in accounting, getting a more entry-level job in accounting, like an accounts payable or an accounts receivable clerk, can give you some really good experience that looks good on your resume. Because believe it or not, even if you want to go into something like finance and investments or corporate finance, something like that, and be an analyst, employers actually do still like to see some accounting experience on your resume. So getting a position in accounts payable or accounts receivable just to begin your career is a nice alternative if you can't find a position as a financial analyst right away. As far as income for this type of career goes, to start out, you're probably not going to be making as much as a financial analyst would. In accounts payable or accounts receivable, you can expect to make anywhere between $18 and $23 an hour, depending on where you work and where you're located. But keep in mind, this can be a lot more or a lot less, depending on the company. There are a lot of companies and positions out there that are a little bit smaller and don't pay nearly as much as the same position at a bigger company. The interesting thing about these jobs is that you could be working in a position like this where you have lots of responsibility but only get paid $15, $18 an hour, something really low, but you could do the same exact job at a really large company with half the responsibilities but get paid almost double. So I would definitely consider this when you're looking into this type of career, because if you want to get a lot of experience and learn a lot, then it might make a little bit more sense to take the job that pays a little less. Now there are lots of other things you can do in accounting, and if your primary goal of your career is to be somewhere in the accounting industry, then you might want to look into something like Big Four accounting, and that's a completely different type of ballpark than getting an entry-level position in something like accounts payable or accounts receivable at a small little company. This is actually going to require a little bit more education, and you're going to want to choose the accounting concentration in your degree because accounting is one of the few concentrations that actually shows up on the diploma when you get your degree. Now keep in mind, this can vary from university to university, so this is not going to be the same everywhere, but in general, this is how it tends to work. If you have a business degree and want to get into sales, then this next one is going to be for you. The next thing on our list is a financial advisor. If you're good with numbers and maybe had the finance concentration when you were getting your degree, but also have people skills and want to do something more sales focused, being a financial advisor might be the career for you. According to my research, the median income of a financial advisor is around $87,000 a year, but that does vary a lot depending on the situation. You could make almost nothing, or you could make well into the six figures. It is a little bit more volatile than a lot of these other careers, because it is sales focused and lots of it comes from fees and commissions. So you do have to have some sales skills, but if you do well in a career like this, it can be really lucrative and make a lot of money. The next job on our list is a project manager. If you're not into finance and not too much into sales either, being a project manager might be the career for you. What you actually end up doing in this position does vary from company to company, but it can be a really exciting career and great experience to move into other industries if you ever want to. As far as income goes, project managers don't make a ton when it comes to entry-level positions. According to my research, these entry-level positions start in the $30,000 range and get up to around $60,000 depending on the company. But if you stick with it for just a few years with experience, you can start making $100,000 a year or more pretty quickly. If you just got your business degree and don't quite know what you want to do yet, but don't really want to go down the path of a more traditional job, then the last thing on our list might be the career for you. The last thing on our list is a business owner. Now, a lot of people get business degrees in order to get jobs in various different industries, but one thing that a lot of people with business degrees ironically don't even think about is becoming a business owner. There's so many different ways you can own your own business, even without having a whole lot of money to start it up. Now there are several different ways to make this happen, and the possibilities are pretty much unlimited. You can make as little as $0 or maybe even negative income, but you can also make millions. It just depends on your business, how you run it, and all sorts of different factors. One way you could go about starting your own business and becoming self-employed is getting a job and running your business on the side until that business is big enough for you to do it full time. This is how a lot of people do it, and it's probably the safest way, a lot more safe than just jumping into it and going all out. But it really depends on the type of business you want to run and how you want to approach it. But if you do want to learn more about growing and running your own business, definitely check out our other videos on the channel because we have a lot of content about this very subject. But those were 5 different careers that you could get into with a business degree. There are really a lot more than this, and a business degree is so versatile that really anything you want to get into, you're most likely going to be able to find some sort of stepping stone to get there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you found this information useful as well. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more content like this, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We do post these types of videos regularly. But as always, I will see you guys in the next Grow with Breeze video.